Ever noticed how some words can land flat from one person and powerfully from somebody else? We're talking about the power of communication skills here. This video is about 18 powerful strategies. They are all awesome. And if you're one of those people who think that communication skills is something that is dragging you down, only if this one thing was different about you, you could have been doing really well in your life, this video is for you, okay? This is going to be one of the best videos on communication skills you're gonna ever watch in your life. I'm telling you why it is fine to listen to me about this topic. I have delivered several TEDx talks on communication skills. This is something that I've been doing very passionately for the last 7 years now. Mostly all my videos land very well with my audiences, with my people. So yes, I think this is something that I can train you on. And apart from that, there's something that you should know. I may be a comm skills trainer now or somebody who teaches people about these skills and personality development. But professionally, I used to be a chartered accountant once, and I'm a qualified CA. Do not do that anymore. And I do this because this is something I'm extremely passionate about, and this is something that gives meaning to my life. Now, let's talk about how words are really important. So first of all, you need to understand that the first thing somebody sees in you is your face, your body, okay? When you step in front of somebody and they are noticing you for the first time, is your body, the way you physically appear, right? But the second and more important introduction is your words, the words that you choose, the way you use your entire body to communicate with. It's not just your mouth talking. It's your entire body and entire personality talking whenever you open your mouth. So let's move to the 18 strategies that I have for you. There are 5 parts in this video. The 5th part is actually very different from the first 4 parts. The first part is the foundation. I'm going to be talking about the mindset part. Next, we are going to come to crafting your message with clarity and connection, how to build connection. The next part is navigating the challenges. The 4th part is delivering the message with presence, the confidence and the power that you exude when you talk with somebody. Okay. 5th part is about the listening and the responding part, where the highlight of the video will be the other person, the person you're talking with. Okay. Have some patience. We are about to change our lives. So I need some time. I need you to sit down and settle down and listen to me without distractions. Whatever you're doing, just pause it for a few minutes because I'm pouring my heart out to you. I want to change something about your life through this video. Give me your time and give me your attention. That's all I'm asking for. And by the way, I've got practice exercises for you right towards the end of the video, which are going to take care of anything else that may not have been taken care of. So this video is like a power-packed, complete package of improving your comm skills. So let's start with point number 1, which is recognizing the power to change. I want you to understand that many people know already that this is what I do. This is my profession now. So they often, like even in my gym, like gym is a place where I often go almost every day. So there are several people who walk up to me and ask me, ma'am, I do not like the way I show lack of confidence whenever I'm speaking with somebody. How can I change it? So the first thing, the very basic thing to start with is your mindset. First, understand the power of changing, that you're capable of change. If you develop this notion about yourself that I cannot change and I'm born with this and nothing about this is ever gonna change, you probably are actually proving yourself right. So there's this quote, common thing between two people who say they can or they can't is that both of them are right. I phrased it really wrong, really horribly, but this is what it means. So if you feel that you can't or you feel you can, either ways you're right. So instead of believing you can't, why don't you shift your mindset and start thinking that you can? I'll give you a very simple, subtle example. If you have a habit of interrupting people while they're talking, I think I used to have that problem earlier. I don't anymore. So if you have this issue, how about you start conversing with people with this thing, with this idea clear in your head that, okay, I recognize I interrupt too much and I'm not going to do this. So I'm going to practice. So make every conversation about changing this flaw in yourself, and that is to interrupt people. Okay, you can change. Why can't you? Everybody can. So deal with every conversation like you're entering the conversation with the intent of learning something. And I'm not teaching you anything that I've not done myself. I want you to know this, and I swear on my heart, I used to be a very shy person who could not speak one sentence with confidence back in my childhood days. I've been working on my communication skills for the longest. Really, it's been decades. So yes, as a child, I was really underconfident. That was more of a defining quality about me. If somebody had to tell something about me, the first thing they would say is a lack of confidence. Like my body posture used to be a talking issue in the class. People used to make fun of me. She's always hunching. I always had a hunch on my back. And that was probably a reflection of my lack of confidence. So that is something that I've worked very hard on, and it has changed beautifully. It has changed my life. Moving on to point number 2. Your words forge your reality. See, understand, your words are not just words, okay? Whatever you talk about yourself, and this is something so important and so many people get it wrong. I've seen people talk about themselves as if they're talking about somebody they hate. Oh my God, I'm always so overwhelmed. I don't know, I'm always so nervous. Oh my God, I cannot speak 2 sentences with confidence. I'm always nervous. I'm always stressed. I'm always this. I'm always that. Stop phrasing these things about yourself. Please be more grateful about the body you have, the mind you have. If you continue to tell people this one thing all the time, I'm stressed, I am this, I am that, people will start taking you to be unreliable. Because I would trust somebody whose mind is in the right place, and not somebody who's always criticizing themselves. So you get the idea, right? Your words are very important. Be very mindful of what you are saying about yourself to other people. Stop criticizing yourself in front of others. You can rather criticize yourself and as good feedback to yourself, not to others. Don't give others a chance to judge you like that. If you are criticizing yourself, and by the way, it will not be a lie to say that you are probably one person who loves yourself the most, and the person who loves you the most is not appreciative of you. That means you're not a person who can be appreciated. Aren't you supposed to be the most reliable source of information about yourself? If somebody had to know about Alina, who would it be the best to answer about Alina? Who should they go up to if they want to know more about me? They should walk up to me. They should ask me what I think about myself. What are my challenges? Where have I been in my life through? All that stuff. I can tell you the best. And if I am criticizing Alina all the time, you have a very good reason to not trust Alina. I won't mind that. Now, on the other hand, if you're somebody who talks about challenges and solutions, how something wrong happened at your workplace and how you handled it, and you were a master at handling a situation, if people see that, they know you for competence. They trust you more. They will come up to you the next time they are into something wrong or something bad. You get it? Moving on to point number 3. Point number 3 on the mindset part is communicating with purpose. Imagine yourself to be somebody's boss, and this person whom you are about to enter into a meeting with has been delaying their reports for a month now. Like 2-3 reports they had to submit and they did not. Now, if you're about to enter into a meeting to suggest some resolution, this should be your approach. First of all, you should have a problem-solving approach and not blaming approach. Think of a new timeline for this person, asking them if this timeline is okay for them. How your energy should be in that meeting. It should be calm, relaxed, problem-solving, not blaming, and it should be collaborative in nature. Ask yourself a question. Who am I supposed to look like in this meeting? Okay? And then answer to yourself. I'm supposed to look like somebody who's a team member, and not somebody who's a blamer. When you have analyzed all these things, enter the meeting and remember all of these things so that you do not get sidetracked or you do not enter into rambling where you're just talking things which are not making sense. Okay, so this should be your approach. Now we move on to part number 2 of this video, which is crafting your message with clarity and establishing connection. Always adapt your message to your audience. If you're talking with somebody who's technical, who understands technical jargon, you could talk using more technical language, okay? Technical jargons. But if you're talking with somebody who's not very technically sound, use easier language. Use language where the communication can be complete. Imagine somebody who has a day job and is a part-time stand-up comedian, okay? So this person goes to office in the morning, and when he's talking with people over there, Obviously, he uses more sophisticated language, a little more formal way of talking. But when he's delivering his speech as a stand-up comedian on a stage, will he be using the same kind of language? Of course not. He'll have to tweak his words. He'll have to bring in some fun and entertainment and be more informal. So you have to change your style of speaking, looking at your audience. Next point is elevating your everyday conversations. What do I mean by this? It's very simple. So just ditch the autopilot, normal small talk. Okay. Hey, how are you? I am fine. How are you? Thank you very much for asking. Nah, not this. If you come across somebody in a pathway, in a hallway, somewhere in your office, instead of asking, hey, how are you? Not a good way to start a conversation with anybody, even if you're just saying hello to someone. Instead of saying that, just simply say, hey, what is it that you're looking forward to this weekend? Okay, let them have 10 seconds of thought before they can ask you. If you're going to ask, hey, how are you? Everybody's answers just the same way. I'm fine, thank you. How about you? Why do we even ask this? It should be banned. It should be illegal to ask this question. Please stop asking this question. How are you? I am good, thank you. How about you? I am also very well. Okay, I'll see you later. Why bother? Just simply say hi and get lost. You get the idea, right? So do not do that. Ask something more meaningful. Establish a connection. Okay? Ask, hey, what are you looking forward to doing this weekend? Or, hey, anything exciting going on for you this week? The other person should feel that he or she is genuinely interested in me, genuinely interested in knowing something about me. How are you? How are you doing? No genuine connection can ever be established here. And in case you're going through something not so good, instead of saying, I'm stressed, okay, labeling yourself as stressed on your forehead, I am stressed. How about you use different language? You say, it feels like I'm juggling too many balls at the same time right now. Frame your sentences differently. Instead of putting labels on your head, say the same thought in a different way. How do I do that? It's simple. You practice. That's how you do anything that you do not know how to do right now, right? You practice. That's what you do. Next is use what and not why for openness. नहीं समझ आएगा. मैं समझाती हूँ. See, this is what you have to do. Instead of asking people, why did you do this? Why did you choose this supplier? When you ask a why question, it shows blame. It tells them that you are judging them. And usually it is never taken well. Imagine somebody blaming you. Would you appreciate that person? Would you want to go up and talk to them again? I will not, for sure. Instead of asking a why question, why don't you ask a what question? So let me reframe this for you. So instead of asking, why did you choose this supplier? You could ask, hey, and be a little more friendly, okay? Hey, what were your reasons behind choosing this supplier? So ask for reasons in people. People usually always have reasons behind doing things. Don't you always have a reason when you choose something over something else? You always have a reason. So do other people. They have reasons. Ask them the reason instead of why did you do this? When you do this, you reduce defensiveness and you welcome dialogue. The two people can open up. It invites openness between two people. Okay. Next is acknowledging before responding. I always have examples for you. I'll give you one example here too. So instead of saying, no, this won't work because, and then you're stating your reason. So somebody has given you an idea and of course they had their reasons and of course they want respect in return. They want you to appreciate their idea, their thinking. You are just telling them on their face, no, this won't work. And then you tell your own reason. So automatically you're placing yourself above them. Like if they are saying something, nah, irrelevant. But if you're saying something, you're the boss and they must listen to you. And what happens if you're not actually their boss and just a team member exactly equal to them? Will they want to play with you, like play with you as a team member? No, they won't. So what is the right approach of dealing with this? First of all, never say, no, this won't work. Never say that to anybody's ideas. Never trash it down. What you can say is adopt this approach. First, acknowledge their idea and then you put your point And after that, a collaborative approach. How will you do that? So I'm just making up some scenario in my head and giving you example. Hey, I understand your point about needing speed, but I feel that if we rush, we may compromise on the quality. How about we do this instead? So you acknowledge it, you understand that, okay, I acknowledge you need this and this is where you're coming from. Okay, I appreciate, but this is what I feel. The quality will be compromised. How about we do this? So you put a we in the sentence. Hey, how about we work on this new approach together? How about we can balance the two together? We get some speed and at the same time we focus on the quality too. So how can we do that? And then you're asking them. Of course, they will be put on radar and then they will feel that they are a part of the team and you're welcoming them and you're not just throwing your own ideas on them. Okay? Be clear and concise. Cut the fluff. I'll tell you what it means. Hey, I was wondering that if you got a chance and if you went through your email, possibly yesterday, if you saw what I sent you, get to the point. Be respectful, obviously, but apart from being respectful, be concise, because when you are concise, you're saving other people time and they will appreciate it more in the longer run. I don't want people who talk in longer sentences when I'm working around me. When I'm working, I am focused, doing my thing. If you have something urgent to ask me, come and talk to the point. It helps me. I'll be more appreciative and I'll be more responsive of your request in future. So just directly hit to the point. Hey, have you had a chance to review my email that I sent you yesterday about the project proposal? Simple, respectful, concise, and to the point. Share information mindfully. Be a well, not a waterfall. Interesting idea, I'll tell you. See, when you are sharing information, there are some people who are like, well, they have the information, but you have to dig it out of them. You ask and they precisely tell you what you wanted. Okay? But on the other hand, there are some people who are like a waterfall. You stand next to them or just close by and you're all wet with information. So much pouring on you. We don't want to be a waterfall. People do not respect waterfall people. They respect well people. Be a well. Whatever you ask me, I give you precisely that. Nothing extra. Somebody new has joined your team. Instead of pouring all the information, all the company policies and all the rules on the first day, why don't you just tell them that, hey, we need to set up your account. Let me just quickly do that. Let me set you up with an IT guy. He's going to take care of your system and let's get you started. So this is what they need on their first day. Little bit, okay? Walk them through the process and not just pour everything on them at once. It will be too overwhelming for them. Now, part 3 is about navigating the challenges, composure, and resolution. I've got 3 points for you under this one. Separate the person from the problem. See, you need to address the issues objectively. By objectively, I mean that, okay, your problem is the problem itself and not the person that is involved. This person may be going through something at that moment and because of which the problem has risen. So how do you deal with the problem? You don't need to deal with the person for that. I'll give you an example. Instead of choosing words like, hey, your reports are always late. Now, this is a personal attack. When you use frequency adverb like always, and say something negative about a person, they usually take it in a very bad way and they hate you for it. They will never appreciate you and they will develop a grudge against you. How about you put it differently? Separate the problem from the person. Tell them that you're noticing that this person is missing the deadlines, but tell them again at the same time that you're ready to offer help and ask them if there's anything you can help with. What is the matter? Can I help you with something? Okay. Again, a what question and not a why question. What is it that is the reason behind your delayed reports? Instead of asking, why are your reports always late? Okay. Very simple rule of thumb. What instead of why. Reframe arguments as unraveling and not battling. Battling arguments are you have your partner with you, and on the weekend, your partner wants to stay home and you want to go out and have fun outside. Now, battling mindset would be trying to prove why your idea is better than theirs. Hey, my idea is the best. Yeah, we should go out. Why are we always spending time at home? Now, this is battling mindset. You're telling them that their idea is flop, your idea is hit, and they are possibly a fool in thinking that, and you are the smart one. No, never works. It never works. So how can you make it in a way that you can get both of your ways instead of being battling and blaming? It's actually better to talk things out, to discuss the reasons, asking the what questions instead of the why questions. Assign positive intent and qualities. Now, sometimes what happens is that when we are giving feedback, we get too critical about things. So instead of using words like, you need to be more careful. Now, when you use words like these, you need to be more careful. What I am not saying is that I have been noticing that you're not careful and you're careless with your work. Nobody on this entire planet of 8 billion people will appreciate a sentence like this. We're trying to learn to get better at comm skills. So this is like the biggest crime of comm skills. And that is, you need to do this. You need to do that. You need to be more careful. Hey, you need to dress up better. Or, hey, you need to talk more about things. No, they don't need to do that. You think they need to, but it's not a fact. It's your opinion. So frame it differently. Frame it in a more polite way. So this softens the criticism. It gives a little cushion to the blow, and it helps you both be on the same side of something. Now we come to part number 4 of the video, which is delivering with presence, confidence, and power. My first point obviously had to be command presence with body language. Command presence. What does it mean? Command presence means showing that you are present with your body language. So you needn't be talking in the moment, but if somebody else is talking and you are relaxed in your seat and slouching, they will instantly know that you're not interested in what they are saying. Not a good way to have a dialogue. So instead of doing that, stand tall, have your shoulders broad and not slouched in together. No, terrible body posture. Broad shoulders, stand tall. When you're listening to somebody and you're sitting, maybe lean a little forward towards them, showing them that you're interested in what they're saying. I personally hate it. I actually do. If I'm talking and we are sitting on a table, I'm talking with somebody and those people sit very relaxed in their chair like this. I just can't talk with people that way because I'm usually sitting tall on my seat. I am leaning a little forward. It's just good manners to do that. It's more polite. The other person doesn't have to shout to get themselves heard. And this is what I exactly expect of other people also. If you're leaning back in your chair and I'm talking to you, I don't think I can talk to you. After a couple of moments, I'll be off. And this is exactly what other people expect of you subconsciously. Even if they don't say it, it's just impolite to do that. Don't do it. It's not good manners. Make eye contact. Of course, I don't need to tell you. This is just basic. Do not be busy on your phone. Don't you think that all of us have already crossed that threshold of being busy on the phone? Like personally, I am. Enough time done wasting on the phone. Enough of it already. Get it done with. How much of your life is about your phone after all? About 15-20 years ago, none of us in my family had a phone and we were fine. We really did enjoy our times together. Nowadays, I see most of the people sitting in a cafe are on their phones. And I feel, it's already high time you realize it and do something valid about it. Do something concrete about taking care of this problem. It's so annoying. It's so annoying. Connect through eye contact. So when you are talking with a group of people, maybe presenting something, briefly you can look away and then again go back to looking into people's eyes and do it with every individual. Look at their faces one after the other. Make eye contact with them. You don't have to stare at them. As a human being, nobody needs to teach you that. You already understand that after what point it gets awkward. You already know it. Don't make it awkward for others. But making an eye contact is very important. If you're talking with 5 people, everybody expects you to make eye contact with them. Shift your eyes from one person to the other. Briefly look into their eyes and take it away. Gather your thoughts, bring it back. Like I do that even while making a video with you. I often look outside. So there's a huge window here. And this is natural daylight I'm shooting in. I often look outside and look at the birds and I'm talking and then I look back at you. It's just a very normal way of talking. Harness your vocal power. Okay, do not mumble and do not speak too quickly. Mumbling is, so I'm mumbling right now and I don't know if you can hear me. You get it? No, you can't. Of course you can't. Mumbling is when you are speaking in your mouth and other people have to really try and strive to hear what you're saying. That's not a proper way of communicating with others. Have a balanced voice. If you want to find out, just record yourself. If you feel that there's a problem with you doing that, take your phone, record yourself and hear yourself. How is it sounding? Don't be too slow. Don't be too quick. Don't be too loud that others have to make distance. Don't be too loud and at the same time, don't be too slow. What is this sophistication? Why too slow? Match your voice to your environment, no? Keep it easy for everybody. So when you're making a key point, a very good idea is to take a pause. Like this. Take a pause. You don't have to continuously speak. When you take pauses, it brings more gravity to your words. Okay? There's a mystery in a pause. So when you take a pause, people are intuitively more excited about listening to what has to follow. That is what I'm talking about. Learn to play with pauses. Pauses are really important and spoken about this quite a many times in my videos. You can go back to my previous videos and learn from those videos. I'll give you an example. The most important part is customer satisfaction. You see, I took a pause after is customer satisfaction. So when you're taking a pause, you're actually still communicating, but with your body language. You're not communicating with your mouth. The pause is only vocal pause, verbal pause. Last point on this list is breathe for calm and focus. Now, there are times when a lot of thoughts are rushing through my head and I am about to enter my gym. And when I'm entering my gym, I consider it very holy. Like personally, this is my approach about working out. This is something extremely holy and I get to connect with my body. I get to connect with my mind, with my God. I do not want to contaminate it with my stress or my thoughts. So I usually do this when I'm in the elevator. There's this instant calm after that. When you're taking deep breaths and you're focusing on your exhale, longer exhales, you actually get a realization that you're alive and everything that is happening in your life is a very tiny part of your life. Your life is much bigger than that. This realization and this coming to terms with your reality can really help you sometimes. I do it quite often. It really helps me. And right now there's something going on with me. I'm going to make a video on it. I have developed this zero stress policy for myself. It's working very well for me. I'm going to make a new video on it. Not discussing about it right now. But yes, according to my zero stress policy, this practice is extremely important. So physically calm your nervous system, clear your bad thoughts, and talk with focus and more confidence. Now we come to part number 5, which is the other half, listening and responding. First point is mastering active listening. First, let me explain you the passive listening part. Passive listening is that you're speaking something to me. I am nodding, but I'm thinking about something else. Now, if you want to be a good communicator, it's a crime. No good communication can ever happen if you're only talking and speaking and not listening to what the other person has to say. I know a few people who really have this very bad and a wrong habit of making it all about themselves. You're talking with them and they will make the entire dialogue about themselves. I do this, I like this, I want this, This is what has happened in my life. This is how I am like. Everything is about them. You genuinely cannot talk to such people because then every such talk is a monologue. It's not a dialogue. You're just listening and you don't want to be this person. I mean, cutting the topic now and coming back to what I was saying, you have to be that person who has to actively engage in listening. And while you're listening, you have to make sure you're not just nodding, you are responding with the right cues. I say something, you repeat a couple of those words. Oh, I hear you said this, right? Oh, yeah, this happens. Oh, yes, oh my God, the rain was heavy. So you repeat a few words from my sentence to me to make me realize that you're actually listening to me. When that happens, the other person who's talking in that moment gets the idea that you're genuinely interested in their ideas. This is just plain respectful. It's not too much to ask for. It's just plain basic manners. Giving them space to talk when they want to talk, giving them the right cues with your body language and your words, telling them that you're listening to them. Now, initially, it may take some practice. Gradually, you'll get really good at it. The last point under this part is handling feedback and questions gracefully. Just picture this in your head. You've just finished a presentation and somebody has something negative, maybe politely, but something negative to say about it, a little criticism. Okay. Now, you can have a very defensive approach to it. Hey, I don't think you understood what I said. Oh, I don't think you're right here in saying so. Or, well, actually, you're not considering blah, blah, blah. That is defensive approach. Has never helped anyone, won't help you. Another approach could be a graceful response. Oh, that's a very insightful point. Thank you very much for raising this question. So I'll tell you what I based my idea on. So this 1, 2, 3 is the reason behind me saying that. Okay. So you thank them, you compliment them, that very insightful, good point. But this is why I said what I said. Then you tell them your reason. And then you can finish your sentence by saying, but I'm going to consider what you said and I will look into it again. It's really one of the best approaches to answer to a feedback. Always finish saying that I will consider what you said. I will think about it. Right? So it shows professionalism. It shows that you've got confidence. You're sure about what you're talking about, because usually a person who's not sure or lacks confidence will be somebody who gets defensive when they are faced with a criticism. So never show any lack of confidence in the face of a feedback. Always appreciate, always accept what they have to say. Now we come to the last part where it is your turn and we've got some practice exercises for you. There are basically 2 on the list. So just imagine a conversation that has left some impact on you and did not go too well as you had planned or as you had expected it to be. Okay, think of that conversation and think on the lines of what went well, what could have been better. Okay, this reflection. Now I'll help you with a few questions. Just get a notebook and start writing the answers to these questions. What was my objective in that conversation? What parts of the conversation went well? So what I mean is, what did I do effectively? What parts felt difficult or could have gone better? Which specific strategy from this guide could I have applied to improve it? For example, I should have acknowledged their point before disagreeing, or I could have used a what question instead of why. So this is all. These are all the questions that you need to answer to yourself and write those answers down. It need not be paragraphs, just key points. Okay, just the headings would be enough. Next exercise is the elevated small talk challenge. Over the next 3 days, just consciously avoid asking, how are you? Or what are you doing? Or what have you been up to? Okay, avoid these questions, the more generic ones, the casual greetings. How about you rephrase them? Okay, and use the questions I told you in tip number 5. I will reiterate to you. How does the other person respond compared to usual? Does the conversation feel different, more connected? How does it feel for you to ask a more intentional question? Your feeling. So this is it in this video. I have given you everything that I felt was important for comm skills. And I genuinely feel that if you actually want to work on your comm skills, this video will serve as a guide. Please keep it handy, save it somewhere, maybe on WhatsApp, or share it with somebody or on some group so that you have the link available to you all the time whenever you want to listen to it again. Okay, I'll see you in the next one. Tell me, what is that one unique idea that you found on this video and you really loved? Share that one idea with me in the comment section below. I'll see you in my next one. Thank you. Bye-bye.